Welcome back to Letters of Intent, the podcast built for entrepreneurs, executives, and deal makers. I'm Pankaj Raval, founder of Carbon Law Group.
And I'm Sahil Chaudry, corporate attorney at Carbon. Today's episode, we're calling it the Big Beautiful Episode because let's be honest, folks, it's tremendous. Truly. Some people are saying it might be the greatest episode we've ever done, maybe the greatest anyone's ever done. The one big, beautiful bill. Love it or hate it, folks. It's going to impact how you run your company. It's certainly big, but Pankaj, is it really beautiful?
I love it. Sahil, my accent's not going to be as good as yours, but Sahil, not only is it beautiful, it is spectacular, okay? This isn't just a tax code, okay? That's what the losers and the fake news are going to be calling it. This is going to be big, it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be the best bill we've ever seen, we've ever drafted. And I've seen a lot of bills.
Well, okay, whether or not you want to award us for our Trump impersonations here, love it or hate it, this bill is here and it's impacting you. If you're a founder, CFO, or operator in the trenches, we've done the hard work, we've done the research. This episode is for you.
You're right, Sahil. All jokes aside, this is a really important bill, and this is reality. As much as some people may want to fight it, this is going to be more than a tax code. It's going to be a shift in how you invest in your business, compensate your team, and build equity, and eventually also plan your exit. So let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with CapEx expensing, which is going to result in immediate cash flow from larger purchases that we haven't seen before. We're starting with a foundational shift with CapEx expensing. The bill brings back 100% bonus depreciation and expands Section 179 expensing to about $2.5 million.
So for entrepreneurs making capital investments, software, machinery, office upgrades, this means you can write off the entire cost immediately.
So Pankaj, you're saying that founders can front load major spending and instantly reduce taxable income.
Exactly. So if you're sitting on a decision to upgrade equipment or invest in infrastructure, this could be a real tip that scales. It's real cash flow acceleration.
So this is where smart operators are going to sync tax planning with budget planning.
And next up, for anyone building product or tech in-house, which is a lot of our clients and a lot of people probably listening, R&D expensing is back.
Exactly. So under Section 110004, you can immediately deduct domestic R&D spend, which you used to have to amortize over 5 years.
Right. So if you're a startup with an engineering team, a founder building an MVP, or a brand running in-house testing, this applies to you.
Okay. So Pankaj, what's your advice to founders here?
So you've got to track qualifying spending aggressively. That means set up categories in your accounting system, QuickBooks, whatever it might be, if needed, and bring in an R&D tax consultant. It's money back in your pocket.
Okay. So the bottom line is this gives you a way to offset runway burn with tax savings. Your R&D, especially if you're in a business like tech, AI, a lot of our clients are in that business. This is a tax strategy. This gives you a way to offset your runway burn and deduct R&D when you couldn't do it before.
Absolutely. Yes, Sahil. This is really important for those startups, which is most of them, who are investing in R&D, building something. This is a great way to recapture some of those expenses.
Okay. So now let's talk about QBI and SALT, which is going to result in more take-home for founders. Let's talk about how founders and owners actually pay themselves under this bill.
Right. So, Sahil, under Section 110005, it increases the qualified business income deduction from 20% to 23%. And under Sections 110001, it raises the SALT cap to $40,000 for joint filers.
So if you're operating an S Corp or LLC, you're keeping more of your earnings, plain and simple. You're going from 20% to 23%.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is a big controversy under Trump's last tax plan or last bill. And it was a lot of people in states that where they were affected unfairly were really worried about this. States enacted plans to try to get around it. So this is actually something that they're addressing to try to rectify some of the issues that it raised in the last bill. Sorry.
And actually, so to compound the savings here, if you're a California founder, which our clients are mostly, there's a California election that lets your entity pay state income tax, which is federally deductible. But you do have to opt into that annually.
Right. It's really important you pay attention to the PTET election and the timing of that, because you have to make a payment by a certain date. Usually I think it's like June 30th or maybe June 15th. But if you make a payment, and I think it's like 50% of whatever your tax could be, then you can actually use that as a deduction for that year. But make sure you make those payments by the right deadline. Otherwise, you're going to be foregoing that potential tax savings.
So to clarify, this means that tax savings, basically whatever your entity has to pay in state income tax, you can now deduct that amount up to $40,000.
Exactly. And if you're passed through then earning over six figures, this should be part of your annual tax strategy conversation. No excuses.
Okay, now we get into one that actually has a positive impact here on community. The childcare credits and FSAs. These are benefits that are intended to retain talent, but they are going to help out parents. Section 110020 increases the employer childcare tax credit cap to $600K and raises the credit rate to 50%.
Yeah, this is a competitive edge in hiring. So if you're supporting working parents, which I believe we all should personally, I think this is a big failing of the United States, honestly, on a personal level, that we don't have enough support for working parents, especially working mothers. If you are a business that does actually support and want to show that you care about these working parents, either through on-site or through partners, you can get a serious tax break.
Yeah, and starting 2026, dependent care FSA limits go up to $7,500. That gives your team more pre-tax ways to pay for childcare.
Absolutely. And so if you're an operator, this is how you retain great talent without raising salary bands. These are the kinds of benefits that show you're building a human-first culture.
We're advising founders to update handbooks and benefit plans now to take advantage of this credit. You don't need to wait until open enrollment. So now we're moving on to the QSBS expansion, and that will help you planning for a tax-free or at least a lowered tax exit. We're going to get into the QSBS exemption. So this is the qualified small business stock exemption, which is really important for our founders, but especially important for investors.
Absolutely. So this is really important and something actually I've been able to take advantage of in the past when I've invested in startups. And what section 110108 does is it raises the QSBS exemption to where it was 50 million as an asset cap to 75 million, and the gain exclusion from 10 million essentially to 15 million. So it essentially introduces as a tiered benefit. So you get 50% of the exclusion after 3 years, 75% after 4 years, and 100% after 5 years.
So if you're a founder planning an exit, this could mean millions in tax-free gains if you've structured your equity properly, which goes to the point that your corporate governance is critical here.
Absolutely. And you also mentioned the key word there, Sahil, which is structured. It only works if you're planning correctly from day one. That means you have to have a corporation. It can't be an S Corp. It can't be an LLC. It has to be part of an original issuance, and there has to be a minimum holding period based on these new rules. So you don't qualify if you don't take these steps initially, you're going to forego this exemption, and you won't be as attractive to certain investors because now they won't qualify for this exemption.
I think it really goes to the point. I mean, we try to emphasize this with our clients. So many clients think that they can start a company and run without corporate governance documents from the beginning. It's really critical because when it comes time for your exit, which is often the whole reason you're starting the company in the first place, you can really get tripped up if you don't do it right the first time. So that's why we're actually doing QSBS audits for clients before they raise or restructure, because if you wait until diligence, it's usually too late.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, it's not just about tax savings, Sahil. It's about making your company more attractive to investors.
All right. So let's recap here. This is the big, beautiful playbook for our clients, our entrepreneurs, operators. Here's your action plan. These aren't theory. They're strategic plays you can run right now. Number 1, CapEx planning. Time your major investments to maximize deductions. Number 2, R&D tagging. Categorize and claim innovation costs early. Number 3, QBI and SALT. Run your tax projections and elect PTET in California if you're eligible. Number 4, employee benefits. Add FSAs and childcare credits to retain your talent and just to be a good person. QSBS strategy. Ensure your equity qualifies before you look for investors.
And that's it for the big, beautiful episode. This is the hugest of all the episodes, the biggest of them all. And thank you guys for joining. Founders, operators, CFOs, use these tools and let the bill work for you because it's big and it's beautiful and it's here for you.
We thank you, Pankaj. We want to thank our listeners for listening to, really, you should be thanking us for getting the chance to listen to the greatest podcast of all time. This was big. This was beautiful. This was Letters of Intent, and we'll see you next time.
And if you prefer we talk like this for the rest of our episodes, please let us know in the comments. Thank you guys again. This is Letters of Intent. We really appreciate everyone listening. Please like, follow, share for more. And we're going to be keeping you updated on the latest that's happening in this crazy world with one legal issue at a time. Thanks a lot.